Hey everybody, welcome to a whole new video. Thank you guys for joining. Please like, follow, and subscribe. Today I will be going over the month of October. The month of October is has officially came to a close. You guys went ahead and watched me from week 1 to week 4. I recorded all of those recaps and showed you guys how the month went. And then now we're finally at the end of it all. And towards the end, right there in the title, you guys can see that I made $3,200 options day trading. And it's been a phenomenal month. There was a lot of things that I had to go ahead and do correctly in order for me to have the month that I have had already. And then I want to go ahead and I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown, a semi breakdown on how this went. Amazing month once again. It's not all just because of just experience. That is probably the like cream of the crop right there. I do have a plethora of experience in the market, but at the same time, it's really just risk management. That was spoken on my last video. Risk management is super important. So a few things that I'm going to highlight today is just the profit on the month, which I've already stated, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. I'm going to go over trades within the month in terms of just how many trades I took. I'm going to show you guys my win rate. We're going to see my wins and losses. What was my biggest win? What was my biggest loss on the month? And then I'm also going to go ahead and show you guys some trades that I took this week as well. So let's go ahead and share the screen, right? And we are going to start with, give me one moment, and you guys will see my screen. Alrighty, so this is my screen here, right? So we can see here I made on the month $3,184.47. I did put $3,200. It's only $16 away from $200. So let's just go ahead and round it up for 6. I don't want to put $3,184. So estimately wise, I made $3,200. And you can see here that on this blue, I did cross out this blue area because that is September's trading, which I did not go over on stream or anything like that. I started to do this in the month of October. So right here on October, you guys can see all the greens. You guys can see all the reds. I definitely had some red days within the month. I even ended the month on a red, and we're going to go ahead and break this down a bit. This should have been a green day. I went ahead and overtraded. And forgive me for my throat. I think I'm coming down with something. But nonetheless, this was a phenomenal month. My biggest day this month was here on the 16th from what I can see. I made $938. My second biggest day was on the 30th. I made $873. And then we can see here my biggest loss, and I explained this loss. This was not a day trading loss. This was a swing trade loss, and that was my mistake because I went ahead and I had a swing position in my day trading account, which that is something that you should not do. But nonetheless, I went ahead and I lost about $1,500 on that day. When I day traded that day, I did make money though. And the proof of that was that on my last stream, I did show you guys proof that on the 15th, I did take this loss for $343, but day trading wise, I made money. It's just I had my swing trade in there, which was a bad call. I should not have done that, and that would not be happening going forward. This here, when you guys see me trade, is only day trades. I buy and close the same day, no matter what. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing, which is the win rate. And you guys can see here my win rate is 53%. I do use the Webull platform. I don't know how accurate it is. I'm not sure how accurate this is coming from the platform, but we're just gonna trust it. I had 8 winners and seven losers. And once again, with the win rate of 53%, 15 trades total. So I like to say this, right? We do not want to focus so much on the win rate. I've mentioned this in my last video. You can have a lot of wins, but what if those wins are small, right? And then what if those losers are big? But so like you can have a high win rate, but that win rate is not fully describing what is going on within the P&L. So that's why I'm showing you guys this calendar on the month of October, and you guys can see that like the key thing is that you do want your winners to be extremely bigger than your losers. And you want moderate losers. You don't want heavy losers. So I had losers of maybe $300 on the 6th and 7th. On the 13th, day trading wise, it was not a loser. That was a swing trade. So that one, I'm not gonna avoid it because I did take that L. But for conversation sakes, that was like maybe $100 day. So that was a positive day. But nonetheless, it's a loss. It's on the books. It's recorded, right? And then on the 15th, that was also a green day. But I went ahead and I still had that swing trade. On the 17th, that was a loss. I definitely lost almost $600. I overtraded that day, and I think I finally got rid of that swing position on the 16th. So one of these days I sold that swing position, but nonetheless that was a loss. I think on that 17th I probably went a bit heavy on that trade right there, and then when we get to, give me one moment here. All right, I think this is good because my lighting kind of changed a little bit on me. So, and then we can see on the 21st, I did take another loss for $558.98. That right there, when I took this loss, that loss was also because of I just overtraded MU that day. That was an MU trade. I'm not sure if I was positive. I'm not sure if I was in agreement on that trade. But I could have taken a significantly smaller loss, maybe around $200. But I just overplayed my hand when it came to that one. And then on the 31st, I took another loss for $75. I actually made money. There's a live stream of me making like 190 or 188. But I just overtraded that day. I traded Apple. That was a success. Then I traded Amazon. Amazon was a bit choppy. Amazon wasn't giving the moves I wanted it to give. There was so many buyers. And like the selling wasn't taking place. Then I jumped with the buyers, but the buyers never really stepped up again. So it was a bit of a choppy day on Friday, but nonetheless, we can see just my winning days. I have a $700 day on the 9th. I got a $500 day on the 10th, a $900 day on the 16th, a $700 day on the 14th, an $800 day, almost $900 day on the 30th. Then we have some consistent wins, right? We got almost $400 on the 27th. We got $300 on the 28th. We got another $300 on the 22nd. So it's just my winners have been more consistent, and also my winners have been significantly bigger than my losses. When I'm taking a loss, and let's not look at the 13th and 15th since I explained those days to you guys. Let's look at actual day trades that I really did lose. If I'm losing 291 and 292, but if I'm losing 291 and 292, 500 and 600, but I'm making 700, 900, 800, 300, 200, things start to add up a bit. So this is just proof in the pudding on how things have went ahead and been for me. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some trades that I took this week. Right, if I can find my other screen. All right, so let's go into some trades that I took this week. Let me jump to that, 1, 2. All right, so my biggest winner, if I could remember what that even was, my biggest winner this week was Meta. Meta was that was the stock that I traded. All right, so let's go to Meta. All right, so you guys are seeing my screen here. You guys see this purple box I drew, right? And now I want you guys to take a look at this from a holistic point of view. Meta dropped $100. Meta was trading at around $750, $757 before its earnings report that took place on Wednesday, right? Now, with Meta going ahead and giving it earnings, and it dropped all the way from 755 to 680, and then overnight falling to 650, that is $100 drop. So with $100 drop, do we think that continuation sell-off is going to happen? Me personally, I did not think that. I'm thinking that now people are getting this stock on a discount, and this is just how I process it. We're in a market that is not just day traders, it's not just swing traders. We also are playing with investors, hedge funds, regular people, big money people, whatever it is. This is a marketplace, a financial marketplace. So the fact that we fell that much, then that means that we should get maybe recover some of its losses. Not a lot of it, but maybe some of it. And then we can see here, Tomato went ahead and dropped all the way to this purple buy zone that I drew up, and I drew this because of this wick. It may be hard to see, but because of this wick, I went ahead and I just had an assumption that I think Tomato could go ahead and hold because that's a strong wick candle. And you can see we fell kind of to this zone again, but we never really, continued to sell off. And I basically took this trade from 650, I think it was a 652 call. So I'd like a 652 call all the way to about 675, 676 I sold. I didn't get it to 680. I should have held it to 680, but it was okay. I already had my other purple area here. So, that was going to be my ceiling to go ahead and take profit. So nonetheless, I went ahead, grabbed that trade. That was an excellent trade. Amazon. Amazon was a trade that I lost money on. So let's go to Amazon. Amazon had earnings. And when Amazon had earnings, it sold off. But I really caught the Apple trade. So I'm going to go back to Apple real quick. Right, I was able to catch this drop up, downwards to my purple zone, and I will make a video on how I find my levels. So don't worry, today won't be that day, but I will make a video on that. So once we got to this to bracketed area of this purple box, I took the stock down to there, and then that was nice profit. But then I continued to trade Amazon, and you can see Amazon had a selling, but I was already in Apple at this point. And then I went short on Amazon, I think right around here or so, and I just kept getting stopped out. It just kept stopping me out, and I think I ended up going long. Now once we got above the VWAP right here, I went long, and I was trying to take it into towards 250. And it just never got there, sold off again, got to 244 somewhere down here, kind of held double bottomed, and it just wasn't the best trade. Ended up only losing $75. So there's a few things, and let me stop sharing my screen. So there's a few things I want to go ahead and highlight that led to my success, right? A few things that led to my success was risk management. I was not going in heavy size with a lot of my positions. I was going in about one contract, adding on from there, okay? Then not only that, I was making sure to keep my winners small. Just look, I lost $75. I'm not trying to lose big money. If it happens like when I lost 580 or 550, those days are warranted. It's definitely a possibility I could have a losing day. But I want to have a losing day that I can manage and come back from, and I don't want those losing days to affect me, okay? And then also, with this account, I was also swing trading. We don't want to go ahead and swing trade. We want to keep this account as a day trading account. If you're a day trader, be a day trader. If you're a swing trader, be a swing trader. If you're an investor, be an investor. Be what you want to be in this market. In this market, you can be whoever you want to be. As long as you have a strategy, a proven strategy, and it works, stick to it, grind with it, work with it, and it's yours, okay? Then the next minute, some keys to success outside of risk management, it was preparation. I prepared every morning, go on my live streams. I'm up on the West Coast. I'm on live at 5:45. I'm getting up at 4:45 in the morning. I am preparing, right? So you want to prepare. You don't want to go into a game. I'm a sports guy. You guys see I have a Jets shirt on. Am I a Jets fan? I'm just a New Yorker. So as a New Yorker, I'm always gonna rep all New York teams besides the Mets, because I'm not from Queens. So, nonetheless, right, is that preparation. Preparation is like if you're gonna play a basketball game, you got to stretch before the game, get some shots up before the game, eat some healthy food, prepare your mind, do all the right things to put yourself in the best situation possible. Okay, so that was one of the key things. Understanding the market as well, but I'm using preparation and understanding to coincide. Right, understanding is that some people don't like to watch the news. Some people are like, I'm not gonna listen to all the fluff. we watch news, but I'm talking about me, and I'm advising you guys is that some other traders and myself watch news like CNBC or SWOC, whatever it is for you, just to gain an idea of market sentiment. What is going on? What are people talking about? And that will allow you to gain like an edge in the market to say, okay, so the market is still on the bull trend, or maybe we are getting some pullbacks. Maybe some sales is going on for some of these stocks as they fall. Like, we just want a market sentiment, right? And you get that, to me, not only from looking at the chart, reading the tape, being involved in the markets, trading the markets, but by watching the news. As simple as that. Okay. Also, having stop loss orders in. Every trade I put in, I had a stop. I had a stop loss. Every single trade. It did not matter. There was not trades that I didn't have a stop loss. I put it there. I locked it in. If I got knocked out, I got knocked out, and that saves you tremendously. So make sure to have your stop orders in place, right? I want to go back to risk management just a little bit more. I'm not going in heavy size. I want to repeat myself. I'm going in small size, catching a feel, seeing what's going on in the market, and then taking advantage from that point on. And then the last thing I want to go ahead and mention is patience. Patience was super key. Not just blitzing, going in right when the market opens, taking a trade. We're not doing that. That's something that we're not going to do. What we will do is take our time, wait for the market to settle, read the level 2, the order book, the time and sales, see how tickers is moving, see, once you find your levels in the pre-market, go through all of that. See if all of that is accurate stuff. You know what I mean? Finding your levels, just finding important areas on the chart that will give you an edge, all right? So those are the things that I wanted to go ahead and go over with you today. It was a phenomenal month. We will be back on Monday. I'm saying we, but for some of us who join the stream, I just want to thank you guys who do join. So I know, so that's what I mean by we. But I will go ahead and be live on Monday, and we're gonna get after it again for the month of November. Hopefully November treats me well, treats us well, for us who are actively trading as well. And, let's just see as much success as we can. Let's cut those losses fast. Let's have those stop losses in place. Let's make sure that risk management is key. Staying patient, staying ready, everything. There's a lot of things when it comes to trading. I know it's a lot. This is not for everybody, but I believe that, I truly believe if you want this, it will be yours. All right? So I'll close out on that. Please like, follow, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next video. And thank you for joining. And thank you for being with me. Peace and love. Out.